Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Sim World Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen. Glad you could be along here tonight for race number 5 of the Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series season, the Betyars 280 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Again, so glad you could join us here from Las Vegas, Nevada, as we get set for round 5 of the 2024 season. We're going to take a look here as practice is winding down and see how the drivers stack up here this evening. So it looks like fast time so far with about 13 minutes to go in practice is Michael Boone with a 29.532. Dave Hara, Ken Pack, Zoltan Nagy, and Tyler Nelson top the charts there. The top 5, Ryan Steinhoff, Greg Robinson, Kirby Wayne Scott, Tyrone Yo, and Stephen Magoo are in the 6th through 10th right now. James Bowden, Travis Rodriguez, Greg Barnett, Joshua Parks Stanford, Andrew Davis, Miklos Radanovic is in the 16th position. Then you have Clayton Cyrus, Tommy Osborne, Michael Kurgelek, and Curtis Sovereign rounding out the 20 cars here who have taken time tonight. Looks like 22 cars on hand this evening so far. Cars on the board as a couple more cars make some laps at speed here tonight. The return of the QFRL Cup Series to the Sim World Racing Network is great to be here tonight with everyone. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. Last night we were here also with the All-American Racing League. Saw the big win at the end of the night go to Ken Pack in the 16, so he looks to potentially go back-to-back Thursday, Friday nights from Las Vegas. A little bit of a shorter race this evening than it was last night. Last night we went to 300 plus miles. Tonight 280 miles will be the distance. Again, thanks for tuning in. We'll take a look here to see who is out on track. There is the number 98. That is Zulu as he goes by here in the Quick Finishers Racing League. Zoltan Nagy coming to us from Hungary, so definitely some world travelers in the league, with Zoltan Nagy being one of them out of Hungary. Another driver out of Hungary also is the Miklos Ranovic driver. He goes by Rada in the league, so if you hear me refer to Rada or Zulu, those are who those drivers are. As we mentioned, Ken Pack, last night's winner in the All-American Racing League event here from Las Vegas. Looks like everyone is getting lined up, and they're going to do a mock start, and then we'll see them run some laps with other cars around them to make sure they got some experience with cars around them. That always helps here. Obviously, a different kind of race here tonight. Our first 1.5 mile track of the season for these guys. So we will look to have a great race again tonight. Last night's race was spectacular, and hopefully these guys can do it again here tonight, as you see a group of cars again just doing a mock start here as they work their way down the front straightaway. Put them there. You can see Tyrone, in his familiar number 2. That is the 53 of James Bowden. Kenny Peck, 16. Tyler Nelson's 85. We got Kurt Zlek there in his number 41 also, and then leading this group out front of it is the 7 of Rodriguez, the 3. That is Gregory Robinson, as well as the 1 car you have Curtis Sobrin on the Speedway, and that's Kubota number 1 machine. There's our 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Again tonight, the Betyars 280 from Las Vegas. Shout out to Zulu for helping us sponsor tonight's broadcast. We're glad that he stepped up and brought this race to you guys tonight. So thanks goes out to Zulu as these guys continue to turn some laps here at Las Vegas. Got some practice in before we get set to top of the hour, 8 p.m. Eastern. Time will be 2 laps. To set your starting spot here for this one. As they work their way back around. Got to keep an eye on tonight. Travis Rodriguez has got the hot hand lately here in the Cup Series, both over in AARL and here with the Quick Finishers Racing League. Has 3 wins so far on the year over with the AARL. Had a strong run going last night till a late race restart, and Ken Peck got a good position and a good jump on that restart and led to the end of that one. We'll see if Travis will be able to rebound tonight and see if he can find victory lane for the first time on the season here in the QFRL. Another driver on track just joining us. That is Philip Chavez as he works his way through turns 1 and 2. I do believe down the back straightaway he goes. Mobile 1, number 14, Ford Mustang into turns 3 and 4. The driver on track, this should be the 33, that is Andrew Davis, looking beautiful blue and orange Syracuse machine through turns 3 and 4. Back down across the line he goes. Regular here with the QFRL, the Red Bull Racing number 74, that is Ryan Steinhoff. We'll do our best to get you guys familiarized with all the drivers here in the field. Looks like 24 cars at this point have signed in for competition, and again just over 6 minutes to go in practice before we get set for qualifying here from Las Vegas. Member of the QFRL family, this is Clayton Cyrus, he is in that beautiful number 5 machine. He pulls up on the track to try to get some practice in, but tries to stay quicker moving cars that were closing quickly on his back bumper. Coming to us Out of Chillicothe, Ohio, the driver of that 05 machine. Looks like we got a new quick time on the board as Steinhoff has found some speed here late in practice. The driver out of Scottsdale, Arizona, that number 74 machine. He goes to the top of the board in practice. It's going to bump Michael Boone down to the second position. The 50 machine, that is Joshua Parks Stanford out of Strongsville, Ohio, driver of that 50, number 50 machine, that Chevrolet here as he works his way into turns 1 and 2, getting those final practice laps in before qualifying. Driver right in front of him looks to be Officer Hillbilly Dave Heron, that number 15 Camaro out of Charlotte, North Carolina, getting a little loose there off of turn number 4, able to keep it out of the grass, but still slip sliding down the front straightaway. So keep an eye on. He had a really good run going last night. Tulane Smith himself and the number 4 of Chris Essery resulted in some terminal damage for the old number 15 machine, ending his race earlier than he would have liked last night. Who else do we have on track? We got the 85. That's the Husky number 85. That was Tyler Nelson's son to James Nelson out there in that white Chevrolet Camaro. His way through turns 1 and 2 right now. On the inside of Zulu and in front of James Bowden. Down the back straightaway they go. A little bit left here in practice. We will be set to qualify. We're just going to watch the cars make some more laps here before we head to qualifying. We'll be right back to get qualified to you here shortly. As practice comes to an end here from Las Vegas, we get set for single car qualifying. Again, fastest of your 2 laps will set your starting position for tonight's event. So we're going to keep an eye here on how this shakes out. Some cars already out on track here. Tyrone Yo leading the way out of the pits. That's the number 2 Mobil 1 Chevrolet Camaro headed down the back straightaway. Joshua Park Stanford also making his qualifying attempt here tonight. Tyler Nelson, the 85 machine, he also heads out onto the track. Michael Boisvert there in that number 32. Service number 32. The Kubota number 1, that is Curtis Sovereign. He heads down to turns 3 and 4 to start his first of 2 laps. Government mentioned in practice, Dustin Matney. He is on track in that number 12 machine out of Honaker, Virginia is that number 12 machine. Another car we didn't about in practice, Kirby Wayne Scott out of Sparta, Kentucky. And that number 10 Ford Mustang out and completing as the laps start to come in. Steinhoff quickest so far with a 26.60, but he gets bested by Park Stanford with a 29.604. Excuse me, Boisvert stops the clock with a 7.04, 29.704 for Boisvert. As we continue to work here, Wayne Scott, see if he can improve his current 8th position. He has a 35.23, so a little bit of work to come back out at turn 4 and see if he can get another spot here or improve that starting position. Crosses the line. Doesn't look like he is going to jump up the chart. A couple other cars on track. The Bet MGM number 3 is slow, so looks like he's done his qualifying run. We have Rada out there in the 89. Looks like he is also done. We'll see if Chris Essery is also finished. Everyone's one and done kind of thing here. We'll see if Ken Peck is going to put a second lap down at a Greer, South Carolina, the driver of the 16 car. Down the back straightaway he goes. Still got 2 minutes to go. Looks like he is also pulling on to pit road. One car that's on his first lap with 1 win on the year coming out of Asheboro, North Carolina. Andrew Davis again driving that 3 machine as he works out of 4 down on the start-finish line. See where he can crack into the starting lineup. Quickest with a 29.523 for Davis. Jumping up in front of Harris 29.548 and Nagy's 29.590. Well, looks like it's going to be one and done as Dave Harrow will also finish after just 1 lap. So a handful of drivers have not completed their laps, and they will maybe be electing to start at the rear, possibly in this one. Only a minute and a half to go in qualifying this afternoon here from Las Vegas. Great to have you on with us here from the 1.52 mile Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we get set for an exciting round number 5 here. 187 laps will be the distance. Stage breaks will be at the end of lap 56 and 116. And the drivers will have 5 sets of extra tires for them in the pits. And then these cars are packed full with 70% of fuel capacity as we run in the QFRL. They run 70% distance races. So one thing we'll keep an eye on is the pit strategy. Obviously, the stages here from Vegas are a little bit longer, so they will not be able to make it on 1 stop, unfortunately. Or on no stop. So they will have to make at least 1 stop in the first and second stage. Last night, we saw that get pretty exciting with an early caution, kind of opened the pit window a little sooner for some drivers, and some drivers didn't take advantage of it, and they ended up paying by having to pit under green because we only had one caution in stage 1 last night. But we'll look to see how it plays out here tonight with just a handful of seconds left in qualifying. Looks like Andrew Davis will be the one to lead us to the green flag here tonight from Las Vegas. So qualifying ends. Davis is 29.523. Will be the quick time and set on the pole tonight. So we'll take a quick look here at the final results from qualifying. There you can see Davis out at Asheboro, North Carolina, on the pole with a 29.523. There's the difference from first to second, not much. Nagy will slot in there, and then Josh Parker Stanford and Ryan Steinhoff will go in the top 5. So we will get set here to start to set the starting lineup as they will position themselves here on the front straightaway. The gridding of the cars looks like 25 cars tonight, so a very strong field. Again, looking to go 187 laps total distance from tonight's race. Bring it back to full screen and we'll get set for give you the rundown of the complete starting lineup here momentarily once the cars roll off the grid. Again, so happy you could be with us here tonight. My name is Nathan Christensen. I will bring you the live broadcast of the Betyars 280 from Las Vegas, Quick Finishers Racing League round number 5. So just taking a quick look here. 4 races complete, 4 different winners so far this season. Andrew Davis has found victory lane at Atlanta. Ken Peck won the season opening Daytona 500. And a couple more drivers. Larry Stubblefield picking up the big win at Phoenix last week. And then Eric Thornton, not in the field tonight, but he picked up the road course race from COTA. So we get set to go racing here. As we can see the starting lineup on the screen, Andrew Davis will go from first spot. Dave Hare outside him in row number 1. Zoltan Nagy and Joshua Park Stanford will go from row number 2. Ryan Steinhoff of Scottsdale, Arizona, Impact from Greer, South Carolina, make up row 3. Row 4, Philip Chavez from Bakersfield, California, and Chris Essery, also from Bakersfield, California. Michael Boisvert and Tyrone Yo will go from row 5. Chris Sovereign from 11th, and Tyler Nelson roll off in 12th. Greg Barnett out of Lyman, South Carolina, and Greg Robinson make up row number 7. Miklos Radanovic and Clayton Cyrus in row 8. Michael Kurdzlek and Dustin Matney go from row 9. Kirby Wayne Scott out of Sparta, Kentucky, and James Bowden from Newport News, Virginia, make up row 10. Row 11 has James Nelson and Steve McGaw. Row number 12, we'll see Travis Rodriguez and Michael Boone, and then going shotgun on the field out of East Lynn, West Virginia. That's the number 28 machine. That is Tommy Osborne. He will start this one from the back. As the field rolls through turns 3 and 4, we will hit the Geico restart zone here momentarily. Control of the field is in the hands of the starter. He will drop the green flag when they get to the Geico restart zone, and the race will be on from there. Starter starts the race, and then any restart after that will be on the leader. So here we go for 187 laps. Green flag is out from Las Vegas, and we are racing on the SimRacing Racing Network. They stumble, they bumble, they rumble down to turn number 1. Davis will get a good jump there on the bottom. He's going to try to bring Zulu with him. Get on the inside of the Hare of 15. Now they're able to both clear and slide up in front of him. Stanford running in 4th. He now looks to the inside of Hare of 4. Steinhoff and Pack, they're side by side. That battle is for 5th and 6th. Behind them, Chavez and Michael Boisvert, Chris Essery, Curtis Sovereign, as they work out of turn number 2. Looks like Zulu will make a move to the inside in that number 89 machine as they head down the back straightaway. Cars fumbling back there as we work our way out of turn number 4. We got number 2. gets the lead of this one on the exit of turn number 2, and he'll race down the back straightaway with the field in tow. Some battling going on back here. That's the Park Stanford and 4 of Essery. Side by side on the exit straight 1 to 4 right behind him, and those guys in the bright orange number 1, that is Curtis Sovereign, number 38 of Greg Barnett, finishing in 5th last night. Right there in the 9th position. Then Steinhoff lost a couple positions. He's back to 10th as they continue down the back straightaway, mostly single file now through the field. Last night we saw the bottom pretty solid wooden race until we could get the rubber laid down on the racetrack. That way we track up. Saw some very good team-up racing as Essery still working on the 50 of Park Stanford out of turn number 2 down the back straight. Looks like he's going to clear him and now try to get to the inside. 32 through 4. The 50 car now looks to the inside up front, though it continues to be Zulu leading the way over Andrew Davis. Top 5. As I say that, Essery goes on the inside of the 16 car. These guys had a great battle last night with the 2 at it again tonight. A battle for 4th right there, down at the 2. 6 laps in the book here, still very early in this afternoon's race. 4. Not even going to try to pronounce it. It's right there on the screen. You can try yourself if you'd like, but I'm just going to say Zulu from Hungary in that number 98 leads the way. Andrew Davis in that Syracuse car going from the pole here this afternoon up to, they're still holding that 2nd position rather, and that's the Davis 33 through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Oh, that showed up last night was that number 1 machine, Sovereign number 1. The part of the race and got really loose off of turn 4 and sent it up into the outside wall, bringing out the first caution in the race last night. A move here on Zulu coming out of turn number 2, but Zulu charges back on the top side down the back straightaway. Essery noses himself back out in front. No Zulu right there. Continues to push. Back to work turn 1. Outside the top 10, we have Mike Kerbsleck tracking down Gregory Robinson, and then right behind him you should see the number 7, that was Travis Rodriguez, and he's Toyota with Tyler Nelson, father-son duo, Tyler being the son, James being the dad, and then the 5 car, that is Michael Boone right there, so he looks to the inside of both those cars, down the front straight, strong move from Boone out of Mid-Defiant, Texas, here in that number 5 machine, works his way out of turn 2 and onto the back chute. Up front though, Zoltan Nagy and Essery still at it, but they have a win on their mind here as we continue to work a complete lap number 12. Zoltan up into the wall a little bit, zooming the outside wall, but no harm, no foul as he continues his attack on the outside. Essery's on that white line, keeping it right around the bottom. As they work again off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Esri will slot in behind the Zulu 98 that time down into turn 3 and 4. Davis, Kara, and Ken Pack still your top 5. Sobran on the outside looking in right now, but he has again a strong car. Earlier, involved in an early race, Axon got up into the wall after Sobran up the right front fender. Spent most of the race trying to get that fixed by the picker, but still showed great speed all times on the track as he was able to work his way from the back up into the top 5 on a handful of occasions. Esri still having no luck getting by that number 98 car of Nagy as they work their way down to 3 and 4. Big shuffle in the middle of the pack. Looks like Davis might have caught a little bit of the wall that time through 3 and 4. The big mover is Greg Barnett. Now he is up to 4th, as I think it looks like the 15 might have caught the wall out of turn 4 last lap, and that shuffled the back half of the top 5. Is now Hera is into the 5th position. Over there, and Sobran will battle side by side down the front straightaway for 6th and 7th. Davis all the way back to 8th now after starting this one from the pole and running up front. Further back, we'll turn our attention to a battle between Philip Chavez out of Bakersfield, California, and Travis Rodriguez in that number 7 car. Travis San Antonio, Texas, as they work their way down from 3 and 4. Chavez that pass, slide down in front, and we got trouble as Andrew Davis gets around and into the outside wall. He collects Travis Rodriguez, I think, in that jump. We'll see if we can have a look at the replay. So let's take another look here at what unraveled the caution on lap number 17. Looks like he might have got a little bit of a bump from the 3 car there in the middle of the corner, and then Kurgelek and the 7 car also got a piece of that, so we'll take another look at that as we watch. Oh yeah, Robinson just gets into the back and then the front of the 33 car, turning him right hard up into the wall. And as you saw, Kurgelek got a piece of that after the spin had already started. And then you see the 7 car of Rodriguez also pick up a piece just at the end. So heavy damage on the front of that 41 as it goes bing bong and bouncing through the infield. So definitely had some hard impact with that 33 car. So pit road should be open. It certainly is, as the field will head down pit road. A couple of cars elect to stay out. Nagy, the 4, more than a couple, a handful that is actually stay out. We'll take a look here as the pit stops get underway. So it looks like 5 cars elected to stay out on the track. Zulu, Chris Esri, Ryan Steinhoff, Philip Chavez, and James Nelson. The 5 cars not to come to pit road. Everyone else will bring it down to the attention of their pit crew. Probably top off that tank of fuel and see if they can now make it to the end of the stage, which is again at lap number 56. So lap 56 is the stage. So with 18 in the books and those guys pitting, they should be able to make it now. Obviously the drivers who have not come down pit road, we'll see how it works out for them. But up front continues to be the number 98 of Zulu leading the way as they work their way back under caution here for the first time this afternoon for an incident involving the number 33 of Andrew Davis, Gregory Robinson in the number 3, Kurgelek in the 41, and then Travis Rodriguez also got a piece of that one. So we'll take another look and see how that all played out. Again, as you can see, the 3 car just drove in a little too deep and got into the back of the 33 and the front of the 39, spinning him out instead of up hard into the outside wall. So we'll see how terminal the damage is for the number 33. We'll receive the meatball car, so we'll have to have some mandatory repairs done to that car before he can join us here tonight if he is able to get that done. As the field continues to work though under caution, looks like as I say that the caution lights are out on the pace truck as the field doubles up and heads down the back straightaway. The front row for the restart is going to be the 98 of Zulu. Outside him is Chris Esri, Ryan Steinhoff, and Philip Chavez in row number 2. James Nelson, Ken Pack make up row 3. David Hara and Michael Boisvert in row 4. Curtis Sobrin and the 38 of Greg Barnett in the next row. Then you have Michael Boone in that beautiful number 5 machine. The 50 of Joshua Parks Stanford on his outside. The next row will be it'll be Dustin Matney in the 12 and Steve Magoo in the number 83 on the outside. Zoltan Nagy Zulu, aka Zulu, will roll the field out at turn number 4. Heading towards the Geico restart zone, he will be the control car and the first car to fire here once they get in that zone. Keep an eye on the starter. He's got the green flag ready to go as we get set to go back racing here in the Betyars. 280 from Las Vegas. Green flag in the air, and we are back racing. Roars and storms down into turn number 1. So he gets the jump on the inside lane as Esri will drop now to the bottom behind him. Turn 1 and 2. Still trying to work that top roof for third. He's got company in the form of Chavez on his back bumper in the 14 Mobile 1 machine. The first 2 ride racing is back with the 75 of Nelson, the 16 of Pack. Boisvert there in the yellow and gold 32. He's got Hara and Barnett right there behind him, and then we got a handful of cars here, 4 wide through the trial, 1 car all the way down on the apron, using that to his advantage. Back through turns 3 and 4. A lot of great racing here, obviously in the middle part. As Park Stanford gets a little bit loose, he's going to be in trouble as everyone's going by him. Unfortunately, he looks to regain control and keep that car headed back in the right direction right there from number 50 as he looks off of 34. And we look like that pack. Up front, it continues to be Chavez on the pack here as we've completed 21 laps of this one. So they make their way down the back straight. We're going to see some great racing. Side by side, that's 12. That's the black, purple, and yellow car on this road. He spent a little extra time on pit road getting that number 15 all straightened out on the front end, so he is back on the track. And looking to move back towards the front end. A little bit of damage when he got into the outside wall earlier in the event. Park Stanford looking to go 3 wide on the outside, thinks better of it. Now Hillbilly might have got a piece of it. Bouncing through the infield, keeps it under control, and heads down in turn 1 and 2. Those as they go 1 and 2. Boone continues to battle and fend off Matney and then Greg Robinson in the number 3 there on your screen. This one here as we come down to complete lap number 24. We've got all but 1 lap here in this one, which was led at the start of the race by the victim of the accident, the 33 of Davis, unfortunately. Involved in that accident, he will not be able to rejoin us here yet as he is already back through the 3 and 4 end of the speedway. Continuing to push hard on that outside line to make up some ground on the back of Esri. Across the line, it's going to try to move on Ken Pack now. Turn 1 and 2. MGM number 3, which makes that pass on the exit of turn 2, will slide up in front and pack down the back straightaway. 2 cars still running side by side behind them. That's Greg Barnett on the outside. Car, that is Dustin Matney in that 12 off of 4. Matney able to clear. Barnett set up in front of him and across the line in that 7th position. He looks to the other side of possibly Chavez. Not going to be able to get that done through 1 and 2, so he will get back in line. But we have another caution on the speedway. We'll see if we can determine what happened to win that first caution. looks like a few cars involved. Stephen McGoo, Curtis Sovereign, and Clayton Cyrus, as we will take a look here at the car. It looks like the one car up into the wall and then nowhere to go on the back of the 1 and 05 into that 83. So taking a look and you can see one and contact, or sorry, the 05 makes hard contact with the 83 and then some hard contact with the wall. We'll take one more look at it from a different view. You see the one catch a piece of the wall just bumps back down across the nose and leaves for more to go. Now it slides back over across the track and up into the outside wall. Does the one car go? He will get it stopped and restarted and headed back in the right direction, but not a good start to the evening for that one machine. Lots of damage there, as you can see on the front of that one. He'll probably want to bring that down to pit road at the attention of his pit crew. Some of the cars who didn't pit on the first caution will now bring it down pit road. As you can see, the S3 Steinhoff and Chavez all on pit road. James Nelson also didn't pit in that earlier caution. He will also bring it down pit road to the attention of his pit crew. Hera there back on the pit road also. So Zulu though still staying out on track. He will not come down pit road quite yet. See if he can, how far he can stretch out this first fuel run, as he'll have some new cars up front with him though, as the Robinson number 3 looks like he'll go off from the second spot. And then Dustin Matney now up in the fray in his number 12 Toyota there. There you can see the Alpine Stars number 12 Toyota working down the back straightaway. And then obviously Greg Barnett's up in the fray here in his Night Owl So's Camaro. Beautiful looking machine as he works his way through 3 and 4. And then obviously Josh Parks Stanford here working also under caution here. I just got a note from Josh before the race tonight. Park Stanford crew there on the side of his car is a YouTube channel, so check them out on YouTube. It's Parks Stanford crew. And check them out on YouTube if you get the chance. Until we're done the race though, because we need to stay here on the SimRacing Racing Network, because we will bring you this one live from Las Vegas. Again, I'm so glad you could have us tuned in tonight. My name is Nathan Christensen. A little bit different than last year in the QFRL. Last year you had Dave and Dave, but they have stepped out of the booth this season and have joined the field for most races this year. Obviously, no Lurfano tonight in the field, but the 15 of Officer Hera right there on the outside of what looks to be row 7 on this restart. And then you got Mike Boone there in the number 5 machine. But the man up front now is the Zoltan Nagy, aka Zulu, number 98. He will be again the pace setter when they get back around to the front straightaway. First car to fire will be that number 98. See if he can get a jump on the field and scooch away here on the restart. Cars serviced on pit road. That's Clayton Cyrus and Steve McGoo, as they will get the pit crew to look over those things. Not sure if they're going to be able to make it back out in time for the green, but as I say that, they rolled through the restart zone. Green flag's back out, and Zulu on the gas for the leader that time. Brings the pack number 16 almost through. Now he clears that number 3 Robinson on the inside as they work the way off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Pack up to second. Barnett now battling with the Robinson number 3 down the back straightaway for fourth and third. Sorry. Matney looks to make a move around the outside there of the 7 Rodriguez. Park Stanford gets a big piece of the wall that time. Stops here on the last caution, worked the way back up to the front. being led by the 74 as Steinhoff. Right behind him is the Chavez number 14. Again, those cars both on pit road under the last caution. As the field continues to work here under green, Dustin Matton still making moves here. Robinson now low, looks to the inside of the Zulu 98 at the line. Zulu led that one. Robinson still up there on the inside through 1 and 2 in that red MGM number 3 Camaro as they head out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. The rips, roars, and snorts. 4 now continues to be Robinson looking to lead his first lap of the afternoon. Couple cars there, a little further back, trying to get into the wall. Robinson leading his first lap of the afternoon as the Rodriguez 7, so he's a little bit slower here as getting back going after making contact with the outside wall. Steinhoff now looks around his outside. Hera there in line to pass Rodriguez next if he can get his nose to the outside of that number 7. Look at Steinhoff right up against the wall this time with 3 and 4. Holds on to that 8th place. There's now Hera on the outside of the 7. Essery and Chavez right there in tow. Though Robinson continues to lead, has a lead of about 0.7 of a second as he enters turn number 3 over the 12 of Matney this time. That's his way out of turn number 4. Michael Boone also in the thick of things right there, sitting in third as over the long way. Sometimes to pit road at least one time, and trying not to pit is that number 98 machine. He'll go right to the bottom lane as he will hopefully go to battle here and fend off the charge from the 16. But right behind them is that 50, of Park Stanford, looking to use that inside line to sneak under the 16. As he just trying to get a little bit loose, that's going to slow down to the 16's charge on the outside. So the 50 car will make his move to the inside of Zulu 1 and 2 as Hera looks to the inside of Pack 1 and 2 also. They head down the back straightaway. Still some great racing here all around the speedway early in this one as we are working on 37 and 187 from Las Vegas. 8 yards, 280. Brought to you by our friend Zulu here from Las Vegas. So happy to have the broadcast back on the air for the Quick Finishers Racing League. Join us here as the field works almost 3 wide there for a moment. Out of turn number 2 they go. 50 car gets a little loose on the bottom. He is right down on that white line. There, Ken Pack and Dave Herrick find some stuff out of those 2 cars as they work off of 4. No one touches here, so some great clean racing here through the middle part. That's 38 complete, 104 from Las Vegas as we continue to work under the green flag. There makes a sharp left-hand turn, so he can get to the bottom on the 50 machine. Side by side for 3 there will be pulling him on the exit of turn number 4. Slide up in front of Park Stanford and that spot away and make himself up into the 4th spot. 50 holds on to the spot there, coming behind them, looking to move up and get by the 50. Another car on the move is that 1 car. Curtis Sauber involved in that last accident, so brings his car down to the right. Gets them, gets up the fenders, gets probably a new set of tires on that number 1. Camaro and back up to speed as he works his way into the 7th position here on 1. Up front though, continues to lead. That is the number 3 of Greg Robinson out of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. He will lead Mike Boone, Dustin Matney, Michael Boisvert, and David Hare are in the top 5 here early in this one. Couple cars, 1 car at least out of this, unfortunately. That is the Andrew Davis 33 involved in that early race accident afternoon before it really got a chance to get going. And then Clayton Cyrus and Simon Blue both sitting on pit lane getting repairs from their crew after almost about 13 laps ago involved in an accident, both showing at least 13 laps down at this point. Beautiful sunny afternoon here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently 69 degrees is the temperature, 83 degrees is the track temperature. Wind of about 9 kilometers, sorry, it's miles an hour, about 8 to 9 miles an hour is the breeze here. So a nice afternoon for a race. 187 laps, the distance 280 miles. As Greg Robinson continues to lead here in this one. This will be his 11th lap of the afternoon. As they come back down to the line, you see the boon number 5 back there. And we got in third. And looks like Gare has been able to work his way around the boy bear number 32. Right there. Limerick Lanes, the boy bear, running that beautiful number 32. Kind of a yellowish gold color. A good wrench service machine down the back straightaway that go. And now Curtis saw him battling back again, much like last night after an early race. Getting himself back in a position for a good run here at the back, in the back half of stage number 1. Take a look a little further back. You got the number 50. Joshua Clark Stanford out of Scottsdale, Ohio, is that driver. And right behind him, South Carolina's Ken Pack. Greg Barnett holds on to 9th and bringing up the tail end of the top 10 here on lap 45. You have the 7 machine. That is Travis Rodriguez. Again, one of the hotter drivers in the field this year. So far 3 wins over with the All-American Racing League Series. Picked up 3 in a row actually before Dave Hara snapped that streak last week. Ken Pack last night. Behind him, the cars that pitted on the last caution. A couple of them at least. That is the 74 of Steinhoff and Philip Chavez battled down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. 2 West Coast drivers, a Steinhoff out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and Bakersfield, California. Number 14, Philip Chavez, and then Chris Esser, also out of Bakersfield, California. I want to speak out to him. They might be brothers, Chris Essery and Philip Chavez. We'll have to verify that, but I think that might be the case. Either way, we'll continue through the field here on lap 47. There is league owner. I don't know if I mentioned that. The man in charge of the Quick Finishers Racing League, driving the Auto Serve number 75. That is James Nelson, and Mike Kurzlek behind him. Most of that damage strip on that right front after collecting the 33 when it bounced back off the wall, so pit crew had to go to work on that machine. Take a look a little further back at the team car. That's the 28 of Tommy Osborne. Tommy started last here on the field tonight, up to 16th here at the lap 50 mark of this one. Running behind him is the number 10, the Beefaroo number 10, Curtin Wayne Scott out of Sparta, Kentucky. Brings his car back down across the start finish line. Lap 48, then right behind him, sitting in the 18th position. That is the Mobile 1 University of Pittsburgh Medical Center number 2, driven by York, Pennsylvania's Tyrone Yo. Running behind Tyrone in the Racing Champions, chromed out number 53. That is James Bowden. He is out of Newport News, Virginia, in that number 53 car. And then right behind him, teammate to the number 98. This is the man known as Rada. He will pilot that number 89 here this season. He is out of Pex Hungary. See, why can't Zulu be from somewhere easy like that? No, Zulu City has about 16 consonants and 2 vowels. And I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but Pex Hungary I can manage, as that is the hometown of Rada. And then behind Rada is Tyler Nelson in that Husky 85. As I mentioned earlier, son to league owner James Nelson. So Tyler running currently in the 21st position. Then the aforementioned Zulu here on track in that number 89 out of Pilis Jazz Falu, Hungary. I probably made a horrible mistake by trying to pronounce that city, but that is where he's from. and he joins the field every week from Hungary. So shout out to Rada and Zulu making the races every Friday night from across in Eastern Europe. And those two cars right there on screen, or Zulu is, looks like he had made a pit stop on lap 45, so he is running one lap down at this point, but currently only car one lap down. Oh no, I apologize. Tyler Nelson also one lap down, so Zulu looking to get back in a lucky dog position, but he's got to close the gap between himself and Nelson 85. And it's a big gap right now as it speaks, as Tyler works his way out of turn number 2, and Zulu just now coming across the start-finish line. Back up front, though, we've had a change for the lead and a change for the second, actually, as Michael Boone now gets up into first place, and Dustin Matney also was able to get by the Robinson machine. We'll see if we can grab on replay. Looks like they had a good battle for a handful of laps here. As you can see, Boone working the inside. This was the final pass. Got the job done. The 3-car also grabbed a piece of the wall there that time through on the exit of 4. So definitely hurt his run out of the corner. But that is how Michael Boone got the lead here in this one. We continue though under the flag here as we get to the end of stage number 1. Almost, as I mentioned, I believe lap 67. We'll go and double check so I don't say the wrong thing. It's right here, Nathan. Yeah, 56. So we're dang near at the end of the stage. A couple more times around and we will see the caution come out for the end of stage number 1. So Tyler Nelson on pit road here, so that'll move Zulu into the lucky dog position as the first car one lap down. Across the line to complete 55 does Boone go, so he should get the caution next time around to complete the stage here, as it looks like it's going to be Boone, Matney, Robinson, and Boisvert, Sobrin makes his way up into 5th, and then Ken Pack, Greg Barnett, and Travis Rodriguez. Something must have happened to Dave Hara as he is not on the racetrack. I'm not sure what happened to Dave. He has had to come down pit road at some point, so 2 laps down showing currently for Dave Harris. I'm not sure what happened to Dave, unfortunately, but the caution is out for the end of stage number 1, meaning picking up the oh-so-important 10 championship points and 1 playoff point is the number 5 machine out of Midlothian, Texas. That is Michael Boone. They will work their way back through 1 and 2, catch up to the iRacing pace car. Before we get to pit stops, though, they have to catch up to the back of that iRacing pace car, which is right there. So the field will get on the binders as they exit turn 2 and get back in line behind that pace car. As again, thanks for joining us here on the SimWorld Racing Networks. We present the Quick Finishers Racing League, the Betyars 280 from Las Vegas, as we get set to open the pit road at the end of stage number 1. So see everyone heading down pit road to the attention of their pit crew. As you can see them at the top of the screen slowly make the pit road procession to their crews, and they will get, I'm assuming, 4 new tires and a full set of 4 Goodyear tires, as well as a full tank of racing fuel. Battle off pit road develops here. We'll set the line up, run 1 second once everyone gets back into line on the racetrack, as most of the pit stops have come to an end. Looks looks like Michael Boone will win that battle off of pit road, as he will be the first place driver when we get set to go back racing. Looks to be Dustin Matney, Curtis Sobrin, Michael Boyer, Travis Rodriguez, Pat Ryan Steinhoff, Mike Kurdzlek, Philip Chavez, Chris Essery, your top 10. Looks like that'll be what we have for when we get set to go back racing here. And Mike Boone up front, led 10 laps here so far this afternoon. Should be getting the 1 to go signal at the line, as the field will double up as they work their way down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. So looks like another car unfortunately not able to complete this one. Stephen Magoo has dropped out after unfortunately just 27 laps. So our second casualty on the afternoon is that number 83 car. As you can see, getting doubled up as they work their way through turns 1 and 2 here, as the shadows from the billboards get a little bit longer over turns 1 and 2 with the sun setting there on the west end of the track. As the field will head down the back straightaway now. Again, Michael Boone will go from row number 1 with Dustin Matney, Curtis Sobrin, Michael Boyer in row 2. Travis Rodriguez and Ken Peck in row 3. Steinhoff and Kurdzlek row 4. Essery and Chavez make up row number 5. Greg Barnett and James Nelson in row 6. Osborne and Robinson will go from row 7. But up front, the control car is that number 5 of Michael Boone, so he will be the first car to fire once they get inside the Geico restart zone. He's got the 12 of Dustin Matney on his outside as we get set to go back racing here from Las Vegas. Field rolls through into the Geico restart zone. Started with the green flag in his hand. He will drop the green and we're back racing here on the outside. Start for that leader on the inside. Boone will rip his way down into turn 1 and 2. Saw them through with him as they work on the exit of turn number 2. They get themselves sorted out front. The first 3 single foul, but here comes Boyer to the inside of Matney. Before he goes, and they're almost 3 wide behind him. Rodriguez and Ken Peck battling off of turn number 4 down across the line. Boone will lead this one. Sobrin will try to go to the outside, and that's going to open the door for a Boyer to go to the top. That easily gets by as the outside gets all checked up and out of shape. Mike Boone's going to lose a handful of spots here on that corner as he's getting a big push from the mat. And Steinhoff now going at it out. The first lap of the afternoon down to the line they come. Steinhoff on the line. Boyer holding on to second. Ken Pack's third. Last night's AARL Cup Series winner here. As we got contact from Carhart into the outside wall and a Carhart onto the inside wall. Not sure who got these on this side. So another being the Nelson 75. The Chavez machine still kept going. So we'll take a look here at the and see what happens. So we have the 7 and the 14 get together, then the 7 and the 75 get together. One making the biggest hit into the wall was the Rodriguez 7s. He has probably some damage after that contact. Definitely wrinkled up the front fender. And I believe Nelson able to avoid the inside wall. Just got down on the apron there. So good turning events. It would have been much worse for that 75. So he's able to keep it at speed and enjoying only lost probably 8 or 9 spots here after back. 11th, 12th position is battling now with the Matney 12, the Kurdzlek 41, and the leader at the beginning of the stage, the 5 and Mike Boone. Up front, though, Boyer now controls this one in front of Ken Peck, Ryan Steinhoff, Philip Chavez now up into the next and 4th. And Chris Essery with him. 7th after making a green flag pit stop and using the lucky dog to get himself back on the lead lap. Up front though, Boy Bear continues to 3 and 4. They got a battle developing here. Barnett, Chavez, Steinhoff, Essery all here. Throw a blanket over these 4 cars. They move down across the left side of Steinhoff and Essery. That's the battle for 4th and 5th. Essery able to clear Steinhoff. Now Barnett will go to the inside, see if he can make the same move as he's got a drag race with the Steinhoff 74. Back to the stripe, continues to be Boy Bear, Ken Pack, Chris Essery cleared for 3rd. That is still on for 4th and 5th between Steinhoff and Barnett. Chavez on both sides in the top 5 right now, so in 6th, 1 spot behind him is Zulu, the 98 machine, and James Nelson got it back going and headed in the right direction here, sitting in 8th after his incident involving himself and the number 7 machine, who's dropped all the way back to 20th. Definitely some damage on that 7 car, slowing Rodriguez down, trying to wait it out, see if he can hold on till the next caution. As I say that though, he says nuts to this one coming down pit road, hard on the brakes, going down under the speed limit as he will bring it to the attention of his pit crew. Up front though, we'll take our attention back to second after getting around Ken Peck, and then 4th and 5th, Chavez, Nagy, Nelson, Kurtzleck, and Greg Robinson. Top 10. 69 laps completed here from Las Vegas. Down through 1 and 2, and onto the back straightaway. There, the 17th of the afternoon from Las Vegas, as we have completed the first 70 laps of the schedule. 187 as the battle is picking up here between Barnett and Ken Pack for 3rd and 4th. Then you've got Steinhoff, Nagy, Chavez all in the mix back there. Steinhoff, and Steinhoff threw a block halfway down the straightaway, keeping Nagy behind him for the time being. They went off of turn number 4. They do. Those cars as they head to the west side of Steinhoff, 2. So he's going to get the move down the side up in front of the 74 on corner exit as they head down the back straightaway. Good run for Steinhoff using that top side momentum, but he's going to get out of it a little early and keep it on the top side as Zulu right to the bottom out of turn number 4. Some battles developing between the 50 and the 10 machine. Is 3 laps down this race, so we'll continue to get through the pass to get himself back in a better position here to get back on the lead lap. Only car on track running that is a lap down as Rodriguez still sits on pit road now 4 laps down to the field. Look a little further back to the number 28, Tommy Osborne running there in the 13th position this time off of turn number 4 they come. So not the best start to the stage for both the driver and this machine. Dustin Matney number 12, another 5 of being moved on the wrong way here in the first part of stage number 2, back running in 14th and 15th after starting on the front row of the stage. Tyrone Rowe looks inside of the down to some police. If he can make that one work through 3 and on the exit of 4, looks like he should be able to turn and slip up in front of the team. It's that pass down. So they'll have to up front though, a change on the leaderboard as Chris Essery has moved his way past the Michael Boy there, number 32, put Essery up to 1st, and the 32 car will hold on to 2nd. He's got a challenge on his hands. That is the 16th car. Peck gets a piece of the wall there on the entry of turn number 2. As he's not going to let not slow him down as he uses that top side momentum to propel himself around the outside of Betyars as they head down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. Move back to second, Betyars back to third, but Betyars not done quite yet as he works back to the inside this time. Out of 4, they're going to drag the race down to the start finish line. That move complete. Barnett is in there still trying to get to the outside line. There for 1 and 2 as the action on the track heats up. Lap 77. Contact there down the back straightaway, but it got pretty close if they didn't. Now they work through 3 and 4. They're still single file this time. They're looking to get around back to the inside. Now they get to get it into the top line. With X16 down at 38. June now will make a move to the inside. There has switched to his lineup. He moves to the top line and 1 and 2. That's going to potentially open the door for a run from Nagy's 98, not able to make anything happen there in 1 and 2 and down the back, but 3 and 4 goes right down to the white line as he's pulling Chavez through with him, hopefully, as Betyars makes some good contact with the outside wall. Too much, but enough that the 98 can get a great line down the front straightaway into turn 2. Flag, lap 78 complete, working on 79. Now Zulu's got some company. Philip Chavez goes to him. It's his inside through turns 3 and 4 to make that pass look kind of easy as we're going to slide up and Chavez in the top 5. Zulu move back to 6th. Further behind them, we got the Steinhoff 74 running right there in front of Courage Lex number 41. And then James Nelson still trying to battle back after he scrubbed a bunch of tire off, sliding in the side with a little contact, from a little contact, of the 7. Unfortunately, not going to make the end of this one. Terminal damage on the 7. We'll call it an evening. Greg Robinson looking to make his way still back to the front, kind of caught up at the back half of the top 10. Had a strong run in stage number 1. They're currently sitting in the 10th here on lap 81. Gap of about 3 seconds back to the number 10 machine. That's Cody Wayne Scott coming on your screen right there. Out of Sparta, Kentucky. Then 85 and laps down is the Tyler Nelson machine. He works his way through 3 and 4. In a position to get some laps back. He's the only car on track at this point that is not on the lead lap. Right behind them is the 12th place Tommy Osborne out of East Lynn, West Virginia. Started, as I mentioned previously, started last on the field of 13 spots to 12th right here on lap 82. Joshua Stanford holds on to the 13th position. Looks like his car is getting a little loose on corner exit as he had to grab a mitt full of steering wheel to keep it from slamming the inside wall there, but he continues power here out of turn number 4. He's got company. That was Tyrell Neal in the Mobile 1 number 2. Looks to get to his inside. Straight away into turn number 2. There's Tyrone. 50 pushes right up into the outside wall that time off of turn number 2. Should make the pass a little easier for Yo as he gets it done down the back straightaway. Back looks like we got 3 wide racing between Dave Hare, who's joining the field, the 89 of Rada, and the 53 of Bowden as, we got big trouble for the 50. Joshua Stanford up into the outside wall after sliding through the infield to see if he will be able to get it going and stay out of the way, or if this is going to draw a caution as he is slowly coming to a stop here. We'll see what happens as the leaders are quickly approaching his location. And yes, the caution will come out for that number 50 car. So he will take the tow back to pit road. So some serious damage must have happened to that 50 car to need a tow there. He will bring out the, I believe, the 4th caution of the afternoon here on lap 85. As you can see, Chris Esri continues to be the leader here as they got a long way to go to catch up to that caution car. Almost had to do a complete lap under caution. Down to turn 3 and 4. So taking another look at the Park Stanford issue that brought out the caution here up against the wall through 3 and 4, and then just slides it down across the middle. Not able to catch it. As soon as totally damaged out front. Just holds it up there against the wall. Doing his best to keep it out of the way, but couldn't get it stopped in time to get a tow quick enough before the leaders caught up to him, so that is what brought out the caution. Stopped vehicle 50 on track, as you can see him on pit road, getting some attention from the pit crew, as the field is now under the control of the iRacing pace car. Should open up pit road, and we'll see if everyone's coming, or who is going to come, I should say, as they work their way down pit road. Looks like Zulu going to stay out. The Nelson 85, the 15 Hera also staying out. Both those drivers, actually all those drivers, at least one or more laps down. So Zulu must have come on pit road there previous to the caution. As you can see, the 85, he's going to get the wave around and join the tail end of the lead. Tail end of the field, not back on the lead lap quite yet, but Nagy looks like he will stay out and take a wave around here. That will get him back on the lead lap. So the second time tonight, unfortunately, for the driver of the 98 machine, going to have to get a lap back the hard way, as he is now in line for a wave around. He's going to be in front of the 15 of Dave Hare, also going to take a wave around. Dave is 20 laps down, so he will have quite a lot of way to go to get back on the lead lap, but just, I think, out here trying to put in some laps to the end of this one. But the race off of pit road looks like it's going to be won by the 16 of Ken Pack. One QFRL 2025 Cup Series win on the year for the driver of that number 16 machine, as he will fall in line behind the 98 and the 15. Over the 15 looks like he is headed down pit road. He is. So that's going to move the 16 to behind the 98, who, like I mentioned, I believe will get the wave around when the 1 to go signal is given, this time at the line. They should see the field double up and get set for a restart. It's going to be Ken Pack and Chris Essery on row 1, Greg Barnett and Philip Chavez on row number 2. Steinhoff and Kurdzlek row 3, Boisvert and Matney make up row 4, Wayne Scott and Rada in row 5, Sobern and Boone in row... Oh, no, sorry. It's going to be Wayne Scott and Osborne in row 5, Rada and Sobern in row 6. Looks like it's going to be Boone and Robinson in the next row, and then Bowden and Nelson there at the back, with Tyrone Yo and Zulu taking his wave around. Should be able to catch up to the field here in a couple of seconds. But the field is doubled up behind the iRacing pace car, heading down the back straightaway as we get set again to go back racing here from Las Vegas. 87 laps complete. It'll be 88 complete at the line, so it'll be less than 100 laps to go into this one as we get set to go back racing here in stage 2. 116 will be the stage distance, so we're looking for lap 116 here this afternoon to see who picks up the win in stage number 2, and Ken Peck will be the car in control of the restart again. Essery to his outside, Barnett, Chavez, Steinhoff, Kurdzlek, Boisvert, Matney, Wayne Scott, and Rada, your top 10 into the Geico restart zone. They go. Green flag should be out. There it is. Back to loud. Per a turtle down at turn number 1. Wide on the entry of turn number 1. Barnett looks to have a run on the inside of the 4 of Essery as Peck has set sailed, cleared himself of the cars behind him and looking to pull away here as Essery will get a great run back on the outside of Barnett down into turn 3 and 4. They go. Still Essery noses himself out ahead as Steinhoff there looking to capitalize on the mistake by either of those drivers. As Chavez there that is Kurdzlek 41. Continues to be Ken Pack, and then the rest of the field there double file behind him as they sort themselves out and work down the back straightaway. Now Esri able to clear the 38 of Barnett. Looks to go to work on the back bump of the 16. And board the 82 elite spoiler cam. Looking back on the 4 car. We'll jump one car further up. And look at Esri in his office as he will go right to the bottom in turn 1 and 2. Sorry, he's going to get a great run on the exit. Can he slip up in front of the Peck 16? He cannot. Peck says, no, I'm up here. You can't come this high. I'm going to go to the top in 3 and 4, though. And Esri will go back to the bottom, drive it in really deep. He looks to be able to clear the 16 this time off the 4. He will get it done, slide up in front of him, and then off to the line. It's going to be Esri at the line. 91 complete, working with 96 to go. Keeping an eye on the stage, which is at the completion of lap 116. Down the back straightaway, it's Chris Esri up front now. Boisvert too wide with Steinhoff. Chavez 14 looks to the inside of Barnett though through turns 3 and 4. He's going to pass and get up in front of him and now go to work on the back of the 16 machine. Down the board for TFRL Roof Cam on top of the number 1, number 14 Ford as he works his way to the low side of turn number 1 and 2. He's going to get a good run on the X, not able to get door and goal quite yet with the 16, but he's got the leverage and the position heading down the back straightaway. But Ken Pack is going to come right down to the bottom, take the air off the nose, about 14. And he came probably a little bit tighter than he wants, but they work single file off of turn number 4 back down to the stripe. Chavez will get another run underneath the 14, sort of push the wrong button. And now the battle continues down into turn number 3 and 4. Chavez looks to get the 16 cleared that time as Pack will make a hard left-hand turn, get right down on the white line. He'll be now holding onto that 3rd spot in front of Barnett, Boisvert, and Kurzelek 4, 5, and 6 behind him. There's the top 5 all on your screen. Esri continues to lead in that 4. Then you got Chavez and the 16 of Ken Peck further behind. Then was a battle between Boisvert and Barnett. Then Steinhoff and Kurzelek going to work on the inside of each other down at it. Turn number 4 they come. On this battle, see how it develops as Chavez will go to work now on the front of the field here as he looks to the inside of Esri through 1 and 2. At it, turn number 2, they're side by side down the back straightaway. Lower line, he's going to try to bring Ken Pack through on the bottom with him, not able to clear him as Pack. Chavez makes the pass and drifts up in front of the 4 cars as they get to the line. It's going to be Phil Chavez's first lap of the afternoon, so they're a different leader here this afternoon from Las Vegas. Battle is still on though in the back half of the top 5 as these cars are all over each other. Not really there. Inside Ken Peck for 3 and 4. We got Kurzelek there in the 41, also looking to get to the bottom. Turn number 4 they go. Still going at it down the back straightaway as 16 will get a good run out of 2, clear the 32, but the 2 teammate looking cars, the 41 and 38, they work side by side. They only go 3 wide off of turn number 4. And that's together a little bit, but able to make it work as Chavez continues to lead over Esri, Ken Pack, Boisvert. Kurzelek now around Barnett into the 5th position. Steinhoff back there in 7th. Scott now, highest he's run all afternoon. He is up to the 8th place, up 11 spots from where he started. Kurzelek, the big mover, though, so far up 12 here early in this one. In the middle part of this one, should I say, as we are completing lap so look for 100 laps completed for the leader this time out of turn 4. Continues to work. Chavez still leading there in front of the 4 and the 16 down the back straightaway. Look like he was going to go to the top groove, but thought better of that. He's going to drop it down to the bottom line behind that number 14 as now they back down across the start-finish line. 100 laps complete, 87 to go here in Las Vegas. We'll take a quick step away for a quick second. We're right back on the other side, bring you to the end of the street. SimRacing Racing Network's presentation of the Quick Finishers Racing League. The Betyars 280 from Las Vegas here. 103 laps will be complete at the line as Chavez over Essery, Ken Peck, and then Kurdzlek makes his way up to 4th, and Barnett will sit in 5th. Boy there. He will battle with Steinhoff just outside the top 5. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th. Don't count out Kirby Wainscott there. That number 10, the white and green machine. On back bumper to 74 down into turn number 1 and 2. The battle on the front as we got a battle for 1st and 2nd. A battle for 3rd and 4th developing here, as Essery will go to the inside of the number 14 that time across the stripe. Essery back in front of the Chavez. Number 14, and then it looks like Pack and Kurdzlek still going at it with Barnett right there. So the top 5 all nose to tail down the back straight. And now a good run for the 16. Look to get underneath the 14, not able to make that move in 3. Looking to the same spot out of 4, still not able to quite get there. But that's going to slow up the 16 enough that the 41 is going to draw even on his outside down into turn 1. Kurdzlek, though, gets caught behind the 14, who slows up a little on corner entry, forcing the 41 to get out of the gas. Also, as Ken Peck, though, gets that good run again out of turn number 2, looking still to the inside of the 14 down into turn 3 and 4. Up front, Essery continues to lead in the True Timber Camo number 4. Behind him, Ken Peck in the 16, then the 14 of Essery. That is Chavez, and then Kurdzlek and Barnett here battling for the back half of the top 5, 4th and 5th there on the screen. A little further back behind them, Steinhoff has cleared himself of that once was battle with Boy there and Wainscott both making it, Steinhoff and Wainscott both making it past Boy there, who's lost a handful of ground here late in the stage as we're working the completion of lap number 107 this time. As Boone now will make the move to the inside of the Boisvert, 32 down at the line. Move Boone up into 8th, Boisvert back to 9th, and he is going to have another handful here with Zulu working the bottom. Up front, though, Essery continues to lead right there on your screen over Ken Peck's number 16. The battle for 4th. Barnett now getting around both Kurdzlek and Chavez, moving Kurds to 4th, and Chavez back to the 5th spot, as now Ken Peck looks to make a move outside of Essery on the front straightaway. He doesn't have enough momentum, so he'll drop in line as he goes turns 1 and 2. Looking for the completion of lap number 116. That'll bring us to the end of stage 2 here from Las Vegas, as we are so happy again to bring you the presentation of Betyars 280 here on the SimRacing Racing Network. Field works its way down the front straightaway. We're going to completely just past the 9:15 Eastern time here on the SimRacing Racing Network. Already past the halfway mark of this one. Continue to work under green flag here in stage number 2. S4 continues to be the car up front, and then behind him is the 16 of Ken Peck. Chavez, your top 5. Back half of the top 10 is going to look like Steinhoff and Wayne Scott. We're going side by side through turns 1 and 2 is that 10 and 74 machine on the exit of 2. Steinhoff noses himself ahead, but now this outside has got a momentum boost as they will go back down into turn 3 and 4. Ooh, almost some contact as Steinhoff tries to pinch that number 10 car right down on the bottom. Getting off the bottom line. Actually, behind these two is the 5. And like the 5 and then Zulu right there holding on to 9th. And then rounding out the top 10 is up 15 spots from his starting spot. That is the number 28 of Tommy Osborne, holding on to that 10th and final points paying position here in stage number 2. Up front though continues to be Essery, Pack, Barnett, Kerjelek, and Chavez here in the late stages here as we conclude lap number 212. So 4 laps to go before the end of the stage. Plays with 2 to go in the stage, so no pit stops after that point, but we do have a battle for 3rd and 4th, potentially going as the 41 of Kerjelek will make a move to the inside of the 38 of Barnett. Not able to quite hold it down on that bottom line, so I had to get out of the gas to keep it off the side of the 38 as they work back down across the line, heading to turn towards turn 1. Let's take a look here at the temperature that we have. Around 68 degrees here. In this one, track temperature is down to about 79, so definitely cooling off as the sun starts to set over the west end of the speedway, and we got a battle here developing at the back half of the top 5. It's a handful of cars in the middle of this one. You got Wayne Scott now, who's up into the 5th place under the top 5 for the first time this afternoon. Behind him is Chavez, Steinhoff, Boone, and Nagy. The back half of the top 10 now. Wayne Scott looks like he'll improve 1 more on the side of the curve, like 4 and 1 off of turn number 2. As Essery continues to lead Pack the battle of 4th and 5th right here in turn 3 and 4. This time out of turn 3 and 4, Wayne Scott looks to have the advantage as he comes back down to the start-finish line. And he's going to have to go stage that time, but the battle is on up front as Ken Peck will use that outside to make a move on Essery here on the last lap of the stage. Down the back straightaway, Peck able to clear the Essery number 6-4 into turn 3 and 4. Ken Peck looking to pick up the stage win here in stage number 2 from Las Vegas. Races it off of turn number 4 and come down the line. I think this is going to be a completion of the stage. If so, it's going to go to Peck. That's Barnett. Scott, there is the caution. So that is the end of stage number 2. The running order is Pack, Essery, Barnett, Wayne Scott, Kerjelek, the top 5. Steinhoff, Chavez, Boone, Zulu, and Tommy Osborne all finishing in the points paying positions for stage number 2. 10 points to the winner, 1 point to the 10th place driver, and it drops 1 point per position from 1st to 10th. Also the most important part, I think, for Ken, after locking himself into the playoffs with a big win at the Daytona 500, is the bonus point for the playoffs, the 1 playoff point that comes along with the stage win. We'll take a look inside the cockpit. There is Ken Peck driving down the back straightaway, catching up to the pace car here as we should get set for a round of pit stops under caution at the end of stage number 2. 117 laps in the book here from Las Vegas. 70 to go right now, but we'll open pit road this time out of turn number 4 and let everyone come down to pit road. Field hits pit road. Ken Peck will be the leader. Essery and Barnett second and third. Wayne Scott, Kerjelek, Steinhoff, Chavez, Boone, Zulu, and Osborne the top 10. Bowden, Yo, Boisvert, Rada, Sobrin, Robinson, Nelson, Dustin, Matney is the top 18. as most of those cars, everyone actually on pit road at this point, getting some attention from their pit crews. So here's the race off of pit road. Looks like it's going to be a close one. Will Ken Peck beat him? Not 100% sure from this angle, but we'll see how it sorts itself out as they work their way through the apron and onto the back straightaway. Sure does look like the Peck number 16 won that battle, as this 4 will settle in behind him here under caution, as they will catch up and regroup behind the pace car, as we should be coming around shortly to get one lap to go under yellow. As they work their way down back to the start-finish line, Ken Peck, the leader, he will choose, I'm assuming, the inside on the restart. I'll put Essery to his outside on the first row. Sorry, then you're going to have Greg Barnett, and it looks like Kirby Wayne Scott will make up row number 2 as they work their way down into turn 1 and 2. You're going to have, I believe, the Steinhoff 74. And outside of him will be the Kurzlek 41. That's the Moza Motorsports. Sorry, the butt kicker Moza Motorsports number 41. And then Philip Chavez will be on the inside of row 4, inside Zulu in the Betyars at Vegas. Sponsored machine. Again, thanks to Zulu for sponsoring tonight's event and getting it on the air here on the Sim World Racing Network. Row behind them will be Tommy Osborne. He'll be on the outside. So Michael Boone on the inside, Osborne on the outside of row number 5. That's your top 10. But the position that is most important is being held by the 16 car of Ken Peck. He will bring the field down into the Geico restart zone as we get set to go back racing here in this one. We'll have 120 laps complete at the line. It'll be 67 laps to the end of this one, as the pace car will head quickly and furiously down into the infield, as these guys will slowly roll into the Geico restart zone. The flag is back out. Back racing from Las Vegas. Again, start from the inside row as the first 2 cars look to be able to clear. The first car on the outside is Barnett, able to get by the 4th, as long as he can hold off the charge on the outside from Essery, who will now drop in line behind Barnett. He can't go to the inside though, is Steinhoff there in the 74. Right on the inside, down to picture number 3. Steinhoff will clear Essery now on the exit of 4, sliding up in front of him. Chavez and Wayne Scott going to battle right behind Essery's 4. So Essery's 2nd and 4th here on the first lap of the restart, so he's got a little work to do to get back to that Greg Barnett. He wants to have a go at Peck off of turn 2 as they go single file down the back straightaway. Single file for a good portion of the top 5 of the inside of Chavez here early in the Essery 4. Slides a little bit wide, might caught a piece of a wall there. Not going to slide it into what is the 5th position there inside the top 5. Chavez in the inside. Well, that's happening. Side of the 4, this time off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Zulu on the outside, Essery to the inside. They'll stay that way into turn 3 and 4. Though Zulu will clear him and come down to the bottom. Take the nose off the front of the 4 cars. There's still a battle to go for the front as well. They are side to side of the bottom. And Ken Peck at it pretty strongly here into turns 1 and 2. Greg Barnett looking to lead his first laps of the afternoon. Shows we've had 10 different leaders in this race. If Barnett's able to lead a lap, he will be the 11th as they are battling pretty tightly there down that line. Looks like it's going to affect We'll have to go out again on the outside this time as Zulu now looking the inside as Steinhoff makes that move down into turns 1 and 2. So Zulu now back into the top 3 for the first time in a while here, running up front earlier in this race, but pit strategy decision kept him out there, forcing him to pit under green in stage 1. It's kind of put him behind the 8 ball ever since. Off of 4 of those, Zulu holding on to that 3rd spot in front of Steinhoff. Still back and still looking to go out at it here into turn number 1 and 2. As now Barnett gets a good run through 1 and 2. Oh, that's because Peck got up into the wall and lost a ton of speed that time out of turn number 2. He's going to lose 2 spots, 3 spots as they go down into 3 and 4. That's going to move Barnett up into lead. Zulu up into 2nd. Steinhoff, though, trying to make a move on Peck there for 3 and 4. That 38 car, Greg Barnett. Barnett continues to lead here in front of early race leader Zoltan Nagy, aka Zulu from Hungary, in his Toyota in 2nd, and then Ken Peck, Steinhoff behind him. They were off of number 4. It's going to be Steinhoff, and then Esri, Chavez, Wayne Scott is running in 7th. Nelson's battled back here in the early part of stage 3, got himself back into the top 10. He's trying to bring Sauber up and go along with him. Behind them, no, Kurdzlek and Robinson going to battle. That is 10th and 11th on the track. Kurdzlek's got it right now, but up front the battle is for the lead. The car battle developing here through turns 3 and 4 as Zulu holds that car right on the right line. Turns 3 and 4. They're going to go 3 wide down the front straightaway as Ken Peck looks down. 3 wide at the line. I think Ken Peck led it, not exactly sure. Maybe it have been Zulu. Zulu and Barnett almost get together. That's going to force them to lose a spot, both to the pack 16, who goes back to the top of the scoring pylon down the back straightaway into turn 1 and 2. Further back as Chavez looks to the inside of Steinhoff and Scott with 3 and 4. They go. Not quite 3 wide yet, but Chavez looks to clear Steinhoff at the line. Does. And now Wayne Scott's going to go to the inside of the 74 into turns 1 and 2. Kurdzlek also trying to follow that through, but he almost gets a piece of the Sauber number 1 in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Up front, it continues to be Ken Peck, Greg Barnett, and Zulu back in 3rd position as they work their way through 3 and 4. Lots of great racing in the whole field here late in this one as we have 130 laps completed, 57 to let the line for Ken Peck. Turn 1 and 2 again. A lot of great racing here developing in this one as we got cars 2 wide for most of the top 10. In the middle of this though is the Wayne Scott 10, the 74 of Steinhoff. They got the 75 and the 41 back there. Now the 3 to the inside of the 1. He's trying to bring Boone with him past the Sauber and Kubota number 1. Not able to get by is Boone, but Robinson clears him. He'll drive right up to the back bumper of the 41. Nelson on the outside continues to hold his position in front of Kurdzlek, but now Kurdzlek right down on the white line through 3 and 4. See if he can get a run on exit to drift up in front of Nelson. Doesn't, holds the bottom as they work down the front straightaway. As they close in on the back of the battle in front of them, that's still Wayne Scott in the white and green number 10, battling with the 74 Steinhoff with Ken Peck, Barnett, and now Esri back around Zulu in the 3rd spot that lap. A little further up in the pack there, you can see there's the Pack machine and the Barnett machine, and then Zulu got a little tight in the middle of the corner, had to get out of the gas to keep off the rear corner of the 4. That's going to let Esri pull away and put the 98 in the jaws of the 14 into turn 3 and 4. Scott clears the 74 finally. He's going to make a charge here on the back of the 14 and 98 in front of him. Now James Nelson looks to go to work and make a move on Steinhoff, but they're 3 wide behind him. It's Esri, nope, that is Kurdzlek, Robinson, and Rada in the 89 making his way to the front for the first time this afternoon.
cards go all in on the table. The cream rises to the crop as things are tuned up a notch here with only 54 laps to go. It'll be 53 at the line as Barnett's going to lead that one. He's going to nose it out in front of the 16 with some drafting help from the 4 that time down the front straightaway. Barnett now drives it in deep on the bottom, able to easily clear the 16 as the 16 is going to do the crisscross applesauce down the back straightaway. Will Peck go to the inside into turn 3 and 4. He's going to try. He's going to be right there on the back bumper, but Barnett's going to block him a little bit on the entry of turn 3 and 4. So Peck will have to get out of it and regroup and try again. Esri, though, he's not out of it, that's for sure, as he closes that gap right in on the back bumper of the number 16 as Chavez gets by Zulu here on the inside of turn 1. Wayne Scott still right there in that mix. You got Rada, Nelson, and Steinhoff now 3 wide off of turn 2. Ooh, almost gets together, the 89 and the 75, able to get that sorted out. They're still 3 wide as they enter turn number 3. Steinhoff's got the top and the momentum. He's able to clear the Nelson machine as Rada, though, still going to work on the inside of Nelson across the line down to turn 1. Still Barnett, Peck, Esri, Chavez, Nagy, the first top 5 of this one. Then you got Wayne Scott, who's been able to pull away a little from Steinhoff as Steinhoff's cleared himself of the mess between the 75 and the 89. Rada down into turn number 3 and 4. Robinson, Kurdzlek, and Mike Boone still all in the mix here at the back half of the top 10. Now Kurdzlek gets a great run out of turn number 4. It's going to easily clear the 3 and go to work on the outside of the 89, this time at the line to drag race down to turn 1. Now through turns 1 and 2, Kurdzlek way up on the high side, Rada right on the bottom. Kurdzlek's momentum is going to give him a good run down the back straightaway as they continue to battle side by side down into turn 3 and 4. Looks like we got a move up front as Esri looks to the inside of Ken Peck out of 4. Move Esri back to the top of the scoring pylon as he crosses the line. 49 laps to go, 138 complete as Esri leads his 32nd lap of the afternoon. That time, Ken Peck right behind him with 19 laps led. Then Barnett has 6, Chavez has 8. As I mentioned, I believe 11 different leaders so far in this one this afternoon as we got a battle a little further back just outside the top 5. Got Zulu in the 98, and the 74. If I get my numbers figured out, that is Steinhoff running right up onto the back bumper as Zulu down the front straightaway. Back there, you still got Rada and Kurdzlek going at it down through the front and into turn 1 and out of 2. That top side momentum's helping Kurdzlek keep that car wound up, and on the exit of turn number 2 he goes. See if he's going to get a run on Nelson. That's going to be stifled as Nelson will drift up in front of the 41. That's going to cost Kurdzlek a bunch of momentum on the entry of turn number 3 as now Rada will go back to the inside of the 41 out of 4, but again the top side just so quick as Kurdzlek looks to fight back on the outside. Zulu and Steinhoff going at it there a little further in front. That's James Nelson between these two battles. He's looking to now get around Zulu also late in this one as we are under 50 laps to go here as we have 140 complete. Coming around to complete 141 this time is the Esri 4 at the line. It'll be 46 to go for the number 4 car. Looking a little further back is the back half of the top 5. 3 cars battling for that position. That's Chavez in the inside, the white and red numbered machine. Then you have Wayne Scott's 10 and the 38 of Barnett as they head down the back straightaway. Still some great battling all over the place. So much action, we can't keep track of it all for you. We'll do our best here as we get down to the nitty-gritty of this one here at the Betyars 280 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Still Rada giving these guys a handful on the inside as now Nelson looks to clear this line, but Boone is coming hard on the bottom. Out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway they go. Rada right on the rear quarter panel of the 75. Kurdzlek still right in the mix also, and don't count out the 5 of Boone. They work their way through 3 and 4. This is 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th on your screen. So a top 10 position on the line as they almost get together right there at the line. But Rada still holds the bottom underneath the 75 down into turn 3 and 4. Or sorry, 1 and 2. Out of turn 4 they come. Ooh, 3 wide down the back straightaway, it looks like. Nope, Kurdzak will clear the 89, so he'll now drift up in front of, I believe that's the Osborne 28, but the key is that Nelson's able to clear that gaggle of cars, move him to 7. He's got to track down Kirby Wainscott, who has a distance of about 1.2 seconds in front of him. As they work their way back down into turn 1 and 2, up front is Chris Esser. He's opened up about 0.6 of a second lead this time out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Chris Esser in control of this one here with 43 laps to go. So keep in mind, these guys all will have to come to pit road at least one more time. They won't be able to make it to the end without topping up the fuel. One thing we want to keep an eye on too is the fastest lap of the race, currently being held by the crew. 41, a lap time of 29.432 is the fastest on the afternoon so far. As Kurdzak completed that fast lap, he will be awarded the 1 bonus point. It looks like Zulu has come down to make his final pit stop. He was on pit road at lap 142, so it looks like Zulu will be the first car to pit road and see what transpires now as we are down to 41 laps to go at the line for Esser and Chavez, your top 3. Steinhoff and Wainscott still going at it. Been a great battle here for the good part of stage 3 since the drop of the green. Greg Barnett holding on to the back half of the top 5, though, sitting on the outside right now in 6th. Back to Kurdzak, who's been able to catch back up to the 75. Looks to go around the outside of Nelson, this time off of turn number 4. He clears him down into the front straightaway through the tri-over and back into turn 1. Boone and Rado side by side this time. Into turn 1 and 2, a little further back behind them. Then you have Osborne, Robinson, Tyrone Yo all in this mix here. This is anywhere from, I believe, 7th back to 13th here on this race car battle. Hard and heavy through turns 3 and 4. Looks like Nelson will have the advantage for the position at the line, but Boone has a great run and might get a little drafting help from the Osborne 28 that time on the inside of 1 and 2. As they work their way back to the back straightaway. Could see some 3-wide racing. Osborne doesn't get up beside the Boone 5, so it'll be 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. 2 goes deep as Wainscott is off the pace and down on the apron. It looks like there was some cars that got together. Wainscott, Steinhoff, and Chavez all made contact. Let's see if we can take a quick look at what happened. Oh, no room for Wainscott as he tried to move up the track. Both the 814 and the 74 got a piece of that. So we'll take another look up. You can see that Wainscott car just skate up the track into the 74 and that 14. Then he drives way back down to the inside, barely missing Greg Barnett in that one. Wainscott coming to pit road to the attention of his pit crew. As these two cars fortunately able to carry on. Doesn't look like too substantial damage to either of those cars. We'll see how it develops over the last 37 laps. Up front, though, it continues to be Esser and Ken Pack 1 and 2. They have about a 2.5 second lead over the third place car of Steinhoff and Chavez at this point, as they come down to complete lap 151 of the scheduled 187. 36 to go that time at the line. Barnett now and Kurdzak going to work as the cars are starting to hit pit road. Looks like Wainscott completed his pit stop. He might be back on track. No, he still sits on pit road. I apologize as these teammates though go at it as the caution is out. We will see what has brought the caution out. So it looked like Philip Chavez missed pit road entry and then just stopped on the track, bringing out the caution. So we'll take another look at it. As he misses his pit road entry, walks up the race, turns back towards the racetrack, and then stops on the edge of the apron long enough for the caution to come out. And pulls up almost in front of Tyler Nelson's number 85. So we'll see how that plays out. But for now, we are under caution here for, I believe, what's the 6th time this afternoon, as the field will head down pit road. 153 laps will be complete this time at the stripe. It's going to be S3 leading the way on the pit road, with most of the field, I would imagine, following him for the final, what could be the final pit stops of the afternoon here for these cars. Obviously, you see some cars staying on track. Looks like it's going to be Hera and the Nelson 85, and then Nagy taking a wave around. So Zulu, the lucky dog, on the caution. He will pass the pace car and join the tail end of the longest line for the restart. So again, Nagy was the first car on pit road here in this stage, and he will be the lucky dog at the end of this caution. So the race off of pit road looks like it's going to be won by the 4. Behind him will be the 16 machine. So it looks like Chris Esri will keep control of this race. Ken Peck in second, Steinhoff in third. So that's, I believe that's the way they came into pit road. So they will restart in the same order. This looks like it's going to be Pack, Steinhoff, Barnett, Kergelek in the top 5. Then you have Boone, Rada, Nelson, Osborne, and Tyrone Yo, your top 10. Curtis Sovereign, Greg Robinson, and then the free pass car of Nagy, showing currently in 13th position. I'm sure he will lose a couple to the cars that are completing their pit stops, as he will have to start at the tail end of the longest line. As the 2 lap cars will make their way down pit road, moving the SRE 4 right up behind the leader, or the pace car, rather, as we work our way here through this caution period. 6th caution of the afternoon, 154 laps complete. Should get the 1 to go signal. Lights are off on the pace car. That means racing next time out of turn number 4. It'll be 155 complete at the line. We'll have 32 laps to go to get to the end of this one. See if we can make it without any more slowdowns. Been some great racing all afternoon here from Las Vegas. The Betyars 280. Thanks again to Zulu for bringing us this broadcast. Great to be on the air for race number 5 of the Quick Finishers Racing League season. While we have a second, let's take a quick look at upcoming broadcast schedule that we have ready to go. So you can see on your screen that our ARL broadcast will be from next Thursday, March 20th. We'll go to Homestead, Miami. Then the following week we'll head to Martinsville, and then we will have a couple weeks off with no broadcast. Unfortunately, we'll be back on the April 10th, the week before Easter, at Bristol Motor Speedway. And then for the QFRL boys, here on Friday nights, next Friday, March 21st, we'll go to Homestead. Then 2 weeks from now, we'll be in Martinsville, and then we'll take 4 weeks off between those races, and the next broadcast will be April 25th. So keep tuned to the socials, as the SimWorld Racing Network will bring you much more Cup racing action here in 2025, as the green flag is back out and we are back underway here from Las Vegas. Again, a great job of the inside road getting started, as Esri will clear Ken Peck easily. Now Steinhoff will be side by side with Ken Peck, through turns number 1 and 2. Good run on the outside for Pack. Will battle back down into turn 3 and 4. Down across the line. 31 laps to go this time by. We're getting to the end of this one. Laps completed. The laps remaining on the ticker up there in the left-hand side of the screen. 31 to go, you can see in the green box. Down the back straightaway, still some good battling all through the field. Pack and Steinhoff will go at it, and Peck will go right back to the bottom this time through 3 and 4. Clears Steinhoff off of the corner. He slipped up to the corner. Steinhoff will go to the bottom on the front straightaway, and then kind of run on mid-quarter line. Now run right back to the white line to get a good run on Ken Peck out of turn number 2. They almost bang doors down the back straightaway, but Peck holds on and uses the momentum of the top side to recover. They still work side by side out of turn number 4 this time. As the Steinhoff and Pack battle gets even fiercer after the second continues to lead this one up front with 29 to go. We got trouble as we got two cars together, Robinson and Boone, and involved in that one. I'm not sure if it was Robinson. Boone definitely involved in that one as he sits on the apron facing the wrong way. We'll get the actual cars that were involved. Is Boone, Rada, and Kurdzlek all involved in that one. So let's take a look and see what happened, bringing out the caution here on lap 59. So Rada just tries to make a move to the inside of the 5 car, and there wasn't quite enough room between Boone and the Rada machine. They make some turn 1 and 2, so Rada gets around. Not even getting the car, just driving over through the back of the 5 car down into turn 1, spinning Boone up the track. And then obviously Kurdzlek also involved here in this one. We'll see if we can get a view of what happened that caused the 41 to spin out. Looks like Boone might have caught him coming back up across the track. Let's take one more look at this. Down the middle. You can see that Rada just tries to drive in a hole that's not there right through the back bumper of the number 5, spinning him out. Then you're going to see Boone slip back up across the racetrack, catch a piece of the 41, spinning him out, getting the rear end of that 41 hard into the outside wall. Going to spin around and also collect the driver's side. That's nowhere to go and just shoves the 5 up into the 41, and then calamity ensues after that. So Kurdzlek will bring his car down to pit road to the attention of his pit crew. Boone already there visiting with his pit crew. As the field will work its way through turns 1 and 2. 160 laps complete, 27 to go as the field runs single file, nose to tail. No other cars electing to come to pit road except for the two of the three involved cars, as Kurdzlek and Boone both on pit road getting service at this point. So we should get set for the white 1 to go, I would imagine, this time out of turn 4. Should see the field double up. This looks like it's going to be Essery and Pack on the front row, Steinhoff and Nelson up in the second row. Then Barnett and the third car that was involved in that accident, that's the Rada 89. So he is able to continue with no damage after driving the back bumper off of the 5 car, spinning him out up the track into the 41. Then it should be Sobran and Greg Robinson on the next row. We'll see what happens when they get the 1 to go signal, I believe this time at the line. One to go signal given. The field will double up here as they head down into turns 1 and 2. So again, the front row will be the Essery and Ken Pack cars, the Steinhoff car with Nelson on his outside. Then you'll have Barnett and I believe Sobran should be on the outside. Doesn't seem to want to go up there. Maybe he's not on the outside. Maybe Rada is, and he's just sitting back there waiting to close that gap. There he goes. So it'll be Barnett and then Rada, and then Sobran on the inside will have Robinson on his outside. And then I think it'll be Zulu and Tyrone, but I'm not really sure because Rada won't get up to his correct position. So it's jamming up the lineup here in the back. I can't do my job if I don't know where the cars are. So it'll be the 1 and the 3, the 28 and the 2. Then it'll be Zulu on the inside with no one outside of him. But up front, the key is that the restart car that controls this one will be the 4 of Essery again. We'll come back to green flag with just 25 laps to go. It'll be 162 in the book. 25 to go. Just a short sprint to the end of this one. Down in the Geico restart zone. On with the loud pedal. There's the number 4. As they stumble, bumble, and rumble on the front straightaway into turn 1. Down into turn number 1 they go this time. Again, Essery able to clear. Kevin Pack, so is the 74 of Steinhoff. That time off of 2. On the back straight, Steinhoff Ken Peck. Steinhoff will make a move to the inside of Esri. Peck on the outside. Maybe nope, can't get that done. As they go back across the tail. 7-4-16. Battle's on for 4th and 5th as that's Barnett on the inside. Nelson right up by the wall on the outside, but the key is watching the 16 car. He's got the run coming out of turn 2 to the inside of Steinhoff down the back straightaway with 24 laps to go this afternoon. Going to clear the Steinhoff 74 on the exit of turn 4. Going to try to bring Barnett through with him. Barnett goes still door to door with Steinhoff this time at the line. Gets inside of Barnett will take as that will check up the cars kind of right there together. Now Barnett will go to work on the inside of the Ken Peck 16 off of turn number 2. Barnett has a run. Can he make it work in 3 and 4? To get side by side quite yet with Peck, but now he'll make it work this time off of 3 and 4, side by side for 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, Arnie Schmidt. Blanket over those cars right there, 5 cars all still in there, battling from 2nd on back to, I believe, 6th. As now Peck will use that top side, get a good run on the back straightaway. As now, Nelson went to look under Barnett, but Barnett closed that gap right down to the white line, shut the door on the 75 as the 75 now has to get out of withdraw. Also now needs to charge to the inside. Nice to continues up front here in this one off of turn number 4. It's going to be Esri, Ken Peck in 2nd, then Steinhoff, Barnett, and Zulu in the top 5. To the inside of Esri here through 3 and 4. Quite yet, still doesn't get past the back bumper as they are nose to tail, 5 cars in. 20 laps to go that time at the line. Peck looks to go back. Take that away from him, and Steinhoff looking to capitalize on a mistake by either of these 2 drivers in front of him. As I say that, Steinhoff's the one who gets loose off of 2 and almost the car that makes the mistake. Barnett gets a little bit of help, might have got a little bit of help there from someone. We'll have to go back and take a look, but everyone able to keep it going. Not Tyrone Yo, as he's getting flipped and flopping all over the place. Green flag still out as everyone's down the front straightaway. Let's go back and take a look here at what happened to the Barnett machine into turn number 3. Looks like some serious net code between the 98 and the 38 there. We'll take another look from a different angle. You can see they aren't even really close to each other, and it looks like the 38 gets reverse back. He moves a handful of spots going the wrong way, and then gets it back going. He's going to be back here in the back half of the top line, outside of the 12. Up front, Joe Esri continues to lead the battle of Steinhoff and Ken Peck. Sorry, that's Peck in 2nd, Steinhoff in 3rd. They've opened up a bit of a gap back to Zulu and James Nelson 4th and 5th. To go to the bottom, 4, not quite able to get up side by side with the 4 that time. Out of turn number 4, 17 go at the line. Nelson, Nagy, Sauber, and Chavez, Robinson, all back to the back. It's Tommy Osborne there, and James Bowden all inside. That's the top 11, as Bowden runs currently in the 11th position. Off of turn number 2, Nelson is clear of the Zulu number 98, so he's back under attack from Zulu through 3 and 4. This time out of 4, and he's side by side down to the line. That battle for his 5th and 6th here on the track. Twos, 1 and 2. Sauber now able to clear the 98 down the back straightaway. As the battle still shaping up front. No change in positions here in the top 3 players. Still north until this time at 4 and down the front straightaway. Esri gets a good run. Looked like Pack got a little tight on entry of the corner, but he's able to get it sorted out, and they will head down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. Pack will drive drive it in a little bit deeper, but the defensive drive of the 4 there, getting him down to the bottom line, will cut the run of the 16 off as they head down the front straightaway. 14 to go at the line. Down through turns 2 and 3 again. Here on lap 174. Nelson ever so slowly closing that gap to the top 3 as he has his sights. Right on the top of the bottom shade, number 75 there. You can see that he's himself and the Steinhoff 74. It's about 4 tenths of a second. And he's looking to close that gap over the last 13 laps to get down to the end of this one. Closing down the back of the 74 to get down to number 2 with 75 on Nelson got. 2 tenths of a second now down the back straightaway. Pushing hard. Full use of those medium tires here with only 12 to go. The top 4 are all nose to tail this time across the start finish line. As Ken Peck will look to try to make a move on this 4, but at the same time the 75 looks to make a move on the 74 out of turn number 2. Not quite there to get beside the Steinhoff machine as they work down the back straightaway. Ken Peck, though, did get by the S3 4, so we missed the lead change. We'll see if we can find the back. We'll be coming up right here. Down to the bottom. He's going to slip up in front of the S3 4 to the top. Take over the lead here. As down the back straightaway to go. We're going to be coming around to 10 laps to go. So very similar situation playing out as last night. Ken Peck leading late in the race. S3 right there inside the top 3. The second, I think he's in the same position in the last race last night. Spartan came across the line sideways, so hopefully we will be able to avoid that and have a good race to the end as Ken Peck leads the way down the back straightaway. As I mentioned, Nelson closed that gap right back to the Steinhoff machine. They'll be side by side out of turn number 4 here on your screen. Down to the front straightaway and start finishing the battle along as I mentioned before the close of the podium. Nelson next to the inside of Steinhoff 74. Looks like he's going to clear him through turns 1 and 2. He might have the room to slide up in front of him. He does, but Steinhoff's going to go crisscross applesauce, make the turn to the inside. He's going to have the bottom down into turn 3 and 4. 9 to go. Be 8 at the line. Up front, Pack continues to hold off Esri while the battle is fiercely going on between the 74 and the 75 a little further back. Still Ken Peck with Esri on his bump this time down into the corner. As the 75 and the 74 still battling now. We're going to keep an eye on both of these battles. It's pretty tough as we only got a couple cameras to, or one camera shot to choose from each time, but looks like Nelson's going to be to the inside of the 74 this time through 3 and 4. Going to make that pass on the exit of 4 and slide up in front. But again, Steinhoff's going to cross him over and go back to the bottom. He's going to great one across the line. He's going to go back and third at the line. He'll flip back up here in the front. Ken Peck still holding on over S with the 74 at the line. Steinhoff now back in front of the the Nelson 75, who catches a piece of the wall pushing hard off of turn 2. That is pretty much going to put a damper on his run for a podium position here, as he has lost a ton of track space to that number 74. Got some up to read and close it down. Not saying you can't do it, but half a second, 6/10 of a second between second and third. So Nelson's got some work to do moving back in, but up front it's the 16 machine leading the way here over the S4 as we look back from the Gamer 2 Elite spoiler cam at the 4 car, back to the 74 and the 75. The top 4 running here. There'll be 5 to go at the line for Ken Peck. Pretty hole between himself and Chris Rescue, as I mentioned. Same kind of example of what played out last night at the end of that one. Esther was trying to follow them and gave him a good run into 3 and 4 on the last lap, but got a little too aggressive off of turn 4 and spun out and slid through the infield, coming home sideways in third position as Juggles was able to sneak by him on the front straightaway. Down across the line, we'll keep our attention focused on the battle up front as Ken Pack continues to lead the way. On the PFRL, the family board with Chris Essery lead of 4 out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway they go. Still about a 3/10 of a second lead between Pack and Essery. That time out of turn number 4, down to 3 to go. Brush with the wall has put him into some trouble, as now the 5th place car of Curtis Sobran is caught up to the Nelson 1. They head down the back straightaway here. Robinson right there too, to make a move on either of these 2 cars, get himself up inside the top 5. Up front though, they come back across the line. 2 to go for Ken Pack in the 16. Got that gap up to about 4/10 of a second. Down into turn 1 and 2. Looking to go back-to-back at Las Vegas on Thursday and Friday night. Man, won the All-American Racing League Cup Series event last night, beating Travis Rodriguez and Chris Essery. So looking to do that again tonight. Now Rodriguez unable to finish this one after a mid-race accident. So out of this one, 1 to go at the line for Peck. Got the lead up to about 6/10 of a second, so he is in control of this one. It's his to lose as he looks around here on the final lap from Las Vegas. The Betyars 280 has 1 mile to go this time out of turn number 2 for the Peck, number 16. Down the back straightaway goes Ken Peck. Hold that steady wheel as he hits turn 3. 2 turns left to go, and he was going to go back-to-back at Las Vegas, pick up his 2nd Quick Finishers Racing League Cup Series win of the year out at turn number 4. Checker flag in the air. Ken Peck will pick up the win from Vegas. Second in a row to Essery. Steinhoff will come across in 3rd. Curtis Sobran in 4th, able to get by to 75, who dropped a handful of spots there in the last couple of laps as Robinson will come home in 5th, Hobby Ogden in 6th, and then James Wilson will come home in 7th. So that'll bring an end to this one here tonight. Ken Pack obviously scoring the big victory here from Las Vegas, as we should going to try to get some interviews for tonight's top 3. Unfortunately, doesn't look like either 2nd or 3rd place is being able to be interviewed tonight. So let's see if we can get a hold of Ken. Just bear with us, folks, while we try to get some interviews here. Just having a bit of technical difficulty. I'll be with you in a second.
Hey, Nathan, you there?
Hey, it's Nathan. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
All right, sorry about that. Obviously, coming home third tonight from Las Vegas. That's a pretty good finish for you. Had a good battle there going with the 75 over the last handful of laps. He got up into the wall a little bit. That upset his car, but held on for a third place. You did.
Yeah, no, it was a fun race, man. I haven't raced in a couple weeks, been out of town and haven't been able to make it, so it's been I was trying to take it easy, but it was definitely a fun one for sure.
All right, well, congrats on the top three tonight, and hopefully we can talk to you again after Homestead next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Have a good one. Thank you for the
Thank,
broadcast.
thank you. So that was third place finisher Ryan Steinhoff. Now we'll see if we can get a word with Ken Peck.
Going. There we
Oh,
go.
oh, Ken, I got you now. Sorry about that. I'm having a little trouble with the Discord server tonight, but picked up the win you did here at Las Vegas. Go back to back 2 nights in a row from Las Vegas, and second win of the year. Kind of in the same position as you were last night, trying to hold off that 4 car coming to the end, and successful 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, it looks like I saved a little bit more than I did last night. I started pulling away from him there at the end tonight, but yeah, great 2 nights, a double.
Well,
Uh,
I'm glad you could find victory lane again. Obviously, got some momentum on your side now. Couple of Homestead races next week. I know you enjoy Homestead, so hopefully you can get another one next
who?
week, and we can keep talking to you after that.
Yeah, who told you I enjoy Homestead?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, but that's not one of my best tracks. But I'll see what I can do next week.
All right. Well, you got the target on your back, so you're the man to beat going into Homestead. So good luck next week.
All right, appreciate it.
That was winner tonight, Ken Peck, and it looks like we will catch up with Chris Esri next week once we are able to get a word with him. We'll try to grab him before the race next week, but we'll take a quick look here at the rundown from the finish tonight. If I can pull that up, let's see here. Should be coming up on screen. There it is there. So Ken Peck picking up the big win. Like he said, opened up a bit of a gap over the last handful of laps there over the SRE 4. Won by just about half a second. And then Ryan Steinhoff coming in third out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Gardis Sobran rebounds up to a fourth place finish, and Gregory Robinson, easy for me to say, comes home in fifth. Tommy Osborne, after starting last tonight on the field, will come home in sixth, so a great run for Tommy. Up 19 spots from his starting position, so definitely the big mover of the race is that number 28 machine. James Nelson, as I mentioned, got into the wall in a fierce battle with the Steinhoff 74 there, cost him a few spots at the end, finishing in 7th, and then Chavez is 14 coming home in 8th. Shout out to Zulu Zoltan Nagy in that number 98 from Hungary, finishing 9th. Putting up the sponsorship for tonight's event. So thanks to Zoltan for getting us on the air here for you guys. And then James Bowden getting a top 10, a hard-fought top 10 in out of him in the 53. Outside of the top 10, 11th was Greg Barnett. Michael Boisvert comes home in 12th. Tyrone Yo will come home 13th in his number 2. And then our other Hungarian, Miklos Radanovic, will come home in 14th in his number 89. Then Michael Kurdzlek, a bit of a rough night for the 41, again caught up in a couple of accidents that were none of his doing, will come home in 15th. Mike Boone led early in the at the end of stage number 1, picked up a big stage win for that driver in the 5. He will come home, the last car on the lead lap, in 16th. Behind him, 2 laps down, running at the end of this one, was Tyler Nelson in his 85, and then 18th was Dave Hara in the number 15 machine. And then rounding out the back half of the field was the 19th place finisher, Kirby Wainscott, coming home in 10th. Dustin Matney bringing the 10 car coming home 19th was Wainscott. Matney home in 12th, or 12 car home in 20th. Joshua Parker Stanford, after running up in the top 10 for a good part of the first half of the race, unfortunately unable to finish. He will finish in the 21st position. Travis Rodriguez, an accident causes him to DNF here tonight in the 7th. Then Clayton Cyrus and Steve Magoo, unfortunately involved in that early incident, seeing their night end. And then first car out of the race, the pole sitter tonight, Andrew Davis, finishes 25th out of 25 drivers. So not a good night for Andrew, looking hopefully to rebound next week from Homestead. Again, we're just going to take a look here at the upcoming events. So next Thursday we'll be on the air on the SimWorld Racing Network for the All-American Racing League's event from Homestead, Miami. It'll be live at qualifying will go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the following night, Friday, March 5th, back at Homestead with the boys of the Quick Finishers Racing League. Qualifying for the AARL is at 8:30, so we'll be on the air about 20 after 8, and then for the Quick Finishers Racing League, qualifying next Friday at about 8 o'clock, we'll be on the air about 10 minutes before to bring you a little pre-racing action. So, in the meantime, thanks for tuning in to the SimWorld Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen, and we will see you next Thursday night from Homestead, as well as next Friday. We'll bring you back-to-back coverage of the Cup Series for both the All-American Racing League and the Quick Finishers Racing League. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll look to talk to you again next week, and we will see you then.